Welcome to Why They Play the Game, a show created to discuss the NBA on and off the court. I'm just one of your hosts, Michael Eric Owens.
And I'm Ken Hayes.
Hey, my brother, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm hanging in there, man. We getting down to the crunch time.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
It's folks, we are almost at that moment where we are getting to the final two to knock it out, folks. But first of all, knock out that like, that subscribe button, and that notification button. And
Hey,
Ken,
Mike.
go ahead.
Before we get started, man, we had a lot of good conversation about who was the MVP. Some said, Joker. Some said SGA, and it was good conversation. And I appreciate uh, people who listen,
Yeah,
chatting in and everything. But continue to chat in and make your opinions known. Everybody has an
absolutely.
opinion, so.
Absolutely, man. And Shaq took a little heat,
Yeah.
for what he did to Jokic, which I thought was inappropriate, just to be
Oh yeah.
honest. I
Oh
mean, man,
yeah.
come on, man. Why, if you're gonna congratulate, you can't congratulate the man in the same sentence and say you thought somebody else should have got it. I'm like, man, come on, Shaq, that's disrespectful,
Right.
man.
It
I
is.
understand it. It's some, there's a
Ego.
backstory, right, with Steve Nash and him not getting, when he should have got that one. So let's just keep it honest. But I just thought, man, for Jokic, he didn't vote himself MVP.
Right.
You know what I
So,
mean? Get a man his respect. I mean, it is what it is. You and I both thought SGA should have gotten MVP.
right. But I couldn't be
Right?
mad that Joker got it.
Come on,
Man, come
man.
on, man. Stop.
Man, come
Yeah.
on. He is the most dominant player in the game, man. So I just, it is what it is, man. But I don't know, man. Diesel, I don't know, baby. You know what? You are that dude, man. So we recognize that, man. Ain't nobody gonna downplay what you did on that court, because you were a
Monster.
serious monster, man. In the most positive ways. So but yeah, man, that's what happens when I think it's hard sometimes, when you remain objective. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you got to do that, man. And I just felt like Shaq was a little bit in his feelings, bro.
A lot, not a little, a lot, man.
A lot in
But
his
anyway.
feelings, man. But so Ken, we gonna go to this. Let's go ahead and talk about the remaining folks that we have here. And so Ken, remaining is the Thunder and the Mavericks, and the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. So let's start with them Thunder, man. We know the East is already sealed up. So what are your thoughts on that game, game 6 back in Dallas?
Yeah, no.
What do you think?
Let me start off this way, Mike. Is that OKC is in trouble. And when I say that is that Kyrie hasn't really shown out. He's averaging about 14 a game. So Kyrie may be due for, let's just say, 26, 28, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. The thing that's surprising me about Dallas is the play of PJ Washington.
Absolutely.
Averaging almost 20 a game. He is I'll say the shining star as far as Dallas is concerned. Coming out with a lot of energy, hitting buckets, clutch, not, some clutch buckets.
Yes, sir.
But on the other side, Holmgren, man, he got to come to play, Mike. I know you came in second as far as, let's just say, rookie of the year, but you got to come up big, man. They've been dependent on him throughout the regular season, and I think, to me, in my mind, he's been a disappointment as far as in this series is concerned. And the other person, Jay Williams. I mean, not sometimes I'm like, where you at, bro? I mean, I ain't gonna put you on the milk carton, but
yeah,
he hasn't stepped up either. I mean, SGA can't do it by himself. So
hey,
it's got to be, all hands on deck for OKC. And I'm
Mhm.
thinking that OKC should be reversed in my mind, that OKC should be up 3-2 instead of Dallas. But
Yeah, and again, this is the a young team, right?
right,
And being in this experience, you know, many of them for the first time. And
gotcha.
so they're coming up against a veteran squad. Ken, we talked about the challenges that OKC might have even before the series started.
Oh yeah, we did.
And it was like that, you need a banger down there. You need, you just can't win with a 7 guy on the perimeter, shooting threes, man. You need some bangers down there. You need some guys that gonna. I mean, when you look at Lively, and also you look at I'm missing his name right now. The other brother, you know what I'm talking about, that's playing for them. I
Dirt.
can't think of his name right now, but he plays
Okay.
center. The other
Okay.
brother, man, both of them are doing dynamic jobs, man, of being on the boards, of guarding the rim, of attacking the zone when OKC goes into a zone. And I'm with you. I just think it's not that OKC hasn't had the shots, because they've had the shots. They just haven't been able to hit them at the crucial times that they need to. And if it wasn't for SGA, it'd be already. I mean,
It'd be
he
over.
been man. Come on, SGA been killing them. You man. Oh my God, that other night, man, he was just going to work. I was like, oh my God, he was in the mid range.
Oh
Matter
yeah.
of fact, he scored. What was he like? Scored like 30 something, and he didn't even hit a
Yeah.
three.
Yeah, he had 30 that night.
He didn't even hit a
So,
three, man. I was like, that's old school. Eat you up. You
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
oh man, that dude, man, he a bad boy, man. And like you say, the help hasn't been there for him, and the danger, as you speak about, Ken, and not just Kyrie, but Luke ain't really had a outstanding series, with the injuries
Yeah,
that's been
right.
plaguing him. So yes, I think they're both due for a serious game, and hopefully that serious game won't come won't, won't come what they play tonight, right? Won't come
Yeah.
tonight, man.
Yeah.
Because if it do in Dallas, it is over, man. And again, I love the Thunder, man. I think the Thunder. I'm not saying that they are out of this series.
Oh no, by a
They
long
have had
shot.
a great season, man. Nobody expected them to win the Western Conference. Nobody expected them to go as far as they did. They have nothing to hang their hats on. If they lose tonight, they have nothing to hang their hats on, man, because the future for them. Oh man, like was it Corey Hart back in the day that said, "My future's so bright, I gotta wear shades."
I
Yes,
would,
indeed, man. They coming, man. I'm excited about them. They got draft picks, man. They're gonna do something in free agency. So I just think for them, yes, great experience. But who knows, man, what they can come in there and do tonight and be locked in. And before we know it, we be looking at game 7. But my thought, Ken, is simply it's over.
you think so?
Yeah, I just, man, I find it hard to believe that Kyrie and Luka, with their experience, will come in tonight and say, we still got a game 7. No, they at home. This is game 6. I think this is the same way it happened with the Clippers. They took the Clippers out in 6.
Okay.
And so it's that, and they lost the first game to the Clippers. And so for them, I don't see, again, pardon anything with injuries and this and that. I think if both teams are healthy, they come in tonight, they play at their level of their ability. I think Dallas ends this tonight.
But Mike, this is how I look at it. OKC is the number 1 seed,
Mm-hmm.
and if you fall to a number 5 seed, which Dallas is to me, it's a little disheartening as far as I'm concerned, because you know everybody has to. Well, let's just say everyone needs to come through you, because you're that number 1 seed. You're gonna have home court throughout the whole playoffs as long as you stay in there.
Mm-hmm.
If I was OKC, I would be a little disappointed if I get knocked out against Dallas. And the reason why is that, I worked hard to get that number 1 seed, and now I'm getting booted out by a number 5 seed. So, um, don't granted, I just think these, I'll say, young players, they just need to step up. Will they step up? That's the big question for OKC. We know SGA is going to give you what he's going to give you, but somebody else needs to come up big again for them to come out of this series. I think they can. I think, let's just hypothetically, let's just say OKC wins tonight. The
Mm-hmm.
pressure is now back on, as far as I'm concerned, is on Dallas, because now we got to go back to OKC, home court advantage, as I
Mm-hmm.
stated just a few minutes ago. So, you know, they got to get, I mean, one game at a time, they got to get this one tonight, or like you said, it's over.
Yeah, I guess I'll take the opposite view because I feel like matchups makes everything. And I just
That's
thought this was a bad matchup for OKC. And you're playing against two Hall of Famers, clearly. Kyrie and Luka going into the Hall. When you look at OKC, SGA, is a future Hall of Famer. He keeps doing what he's doing. But that's it. I mean, when you look at the talent on both teams, I think Dallas is a more talented team than OKC. I think OKC is exciting and young and new and up and coming, but I just think if you pound for pound, Dallas is just a better team, and that was my concern man, just think about if they had got the Clippers. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, they're the number 1 seed, but when you start matching these teams up in the playoffs, you go like, ooh, especially in the Western Conference. And Ken, as a side note, with Frank Vogel, we talked about him last year being last time being fired. But
hmm
Ken, do you realize this? And I know you do because you look at stats like I do. I mean, Phoenix had the same. If Phoenix were in the Eastern Conference, they would have been in third.
oh yeah,
They
right,
won
yeah, we talked
49
about that.
games.
I
So
know.
you see what I'm saying? So it's like you fire a man that won 40, he almost won 50 games on you, and he never had his superstars with him. It was a ridiculous fire, man. And so I just think the Western Conference is so difficult, man, with to really get, because what was the Suns? The Suns were 6. They would have been third in the
Yeah,
East.
and they
And
almost
so
hit. They were almost in the play-in.
and didn't Dallas? I gotta see. I gotta look back and see how many games Dallas won this past year. Um, and if you so Ken, what I'm trying to say when you look at what transpired with the Dallas Mavericks, um, okay, let's just look at this right quick. Dallas won more games than the Bucks. Dallas won 50 games. They were 50 and 32. And so when you say like, and OKC only won 56 games. So they won 6 more games
More
than them.
games, right?
So it was so close. So they really can't be embarrassed because, man, they won 50 games. It's not like they
I
playing
get what you're right.
somebody. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, it's not like they playing somebody that won, 45 or 42 games or something like that. This is a team that with 50 games, I mean, they would have been in second place in the East.
Oh, yeah, but
You see what I'm saying?
and but the thing about it, Mike, I just look at it this way: is that, I mean, OKC, then I'm gonna say for the most part, no injuries as far as the team is concerned.
Yeah, very healthy.
So
Very
I
healthy.
mean, um, I just think when you're the number 1 seed, you, you on top of that hill, and like I said, they got to come through you. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, and I get what you're saying as far as
mhm,
matchups are concerned. As they say, fight styles make fights, right? So
yeah,
I'll give you this. I think, yeah, Dallas is a more, I would say, talented team than OKC, but I'll see it. I'll look at it this way again: is that if OKC can win tonight, I think they'll win it. They'll go back home and win the next game.
if they
So
can, if they can withstand the pressure, keep the
yeah.
crowd out of the game, put themselves in a position to win in the end. If they can stay close, maybe they can steal this game. My concern is young players, never been in a game 7 before, crowd going nuts, Kyrie having that game, Luka having that
Right.
game, and they separate. And when they separate, they never get back. That's my concern. Because I have never, again, we always say this, right? We've never, right? And maybe it has happened. But how about these playoffs where, man, teams are just blowing each other out?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm just like,
We,
really?
we won't even go down that rabbit hole, Mike, because I'm just like,
I'm
you
like,
win by 40, and then the next game you lose by 40. Come on.
Ken. Okay. We gonna talk about that Denver Nuggets thing. So you going tonight? You going with what? Ooh,
I'm gonna go with OKC to win
go.
tonight.
And see, I'm going against my own interests.
I,
You know
I
what I mean?
know.
Because OKC is my boys, man. But being realistic, my heart wants them to win. But I just think it's too.
Too much.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked because I think if my only thing, if they can keep it close, I think SGA has the skill set to pull this thing out. They have no answer for him. They didn't put Kyrie, Luka,
No,
everybody on him, and he's just okay. Let
killing
me
them.
just get my buck.
Going to
Exactly. Let me
work.
just
Right.
going to work, man. So I don't if they can keep it close, man. But I just think it's a tough. And I shouldn't say it's not game 7. I mean it's game 6, but
Game
it
6.
really is a game 7 for for Dallas and for them because if they lose, there is no game 7, right?
Right.
So let's move on to that Timberwolves. Speak of a blowout and Nuggets, man.
Man, come on.
Ken,
Mike,
first of all,
let me
Ken,
start.
what did you think of? What did you think? What was your initial impressions as you were watching that game get out of control? What was going through your head?
I thought Denver, well, I'll say this. Minnesota punched first,
Mm,
got up by 18.
mhm.
Denver made a run, and then Minnesota just came back and said, "Nah, not tonight. We gonna finish this early, So let's just go home, get some rest, and we'll play Game 7."
Yeah.
I think Murray he was like 4 for 14 or 4 for 18, like something like that. He didn't shoot. He didn't do anything. Um, Porter Jr. had 8 points.
Mm,
They just didn't look,
mm,
and and maybe Denver just wasn't ready for the onslaught that Minnesota just gave them. Really, I think to me, for Minnesota to win Game 7, in which I don't think they will win,
okay.
is that McDaniels needs to score at least 16 points or more.
Mm,
Cat needs to bring 20, and Ant Man is he gonna do his thing. So
yeah.
if they don't get the production from McDaniels and Cat, they don't stand a chance. But even if they do, it's still gonna be a close game. I just think that on Denver's side, I just think that I would say in that first 5 minutes, let's try to get Gordon just involved in the offense, in which he's been playing well. He's averaging about, I'd say, 18, 19 per game.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get Michael Porter Jr. involved just forcibly. I mean, you
Yeah.
got to get him involved because he just looked like, he just jogging up and down the court, as far as I'm concerned. Murray, they said that he has another injury, but right about now, injuries don't matter. You got to play.
Yeah, he says his elbow, but
Yeah.
again, like you say, Ken, everybody, I mean, this is the time where you suck it up. You try to play through all your ailments and give your best as you can give. Michael Porter Jr., his problem is they running him off the 3, Ken. They not giving him those wide open shots that he gets comfortable with and he normally shoots, Murray, they making him work hard. I mean, Ant-Man is all over him. They picking him up full court. We've even seen countless turnovers on that signature. We can go back to
Right.
Karl Malone and John Stockton, the pick and roll, man. That, him and Yoke, man, is, you can't do it better than that. And we've seen Minnesota attack that. Ant-Man has been out of control. He been doing whatever he want to do on that court. They can't hold him. He been talking big trash. I love it. Oh, he told him we're going to be back in game 7. But he told him with an expletive. He said, yeah, we're going to be back with game 7. I'm like, this young dude, man. Man, I love this young dude attitude, man. Listen, young brother, talk your noise and go out and bag it up. Big respect for you.
Yeah, that's right. You got to bag it up, though.
And he been bagging it up. So I got big respect. That's that. I'm saying that's what the GOAT did. GOAT came out and told you, what's gonna go down. So when you that's the Kobe's of the world. When you start doing that, Ken, let me say this. I agree with you. I think it's gonna be an enormous feat for them to beat Denver at home.
Right.
The defending champ, dethrone them. This is what we're talking about. Being dethroned. But if you a champion and you have to lose, this is how you want to lose. You got to dethrone me, right? This is ideal for Denver. It's game 7, back in their building. Listen, if the Minnesota Timberwolves can win this, they're gonna have, in my opinion, an epic performance from Anthony Edwards. An epic. Along with everything you said. Cat's got to play good. McDaniel's got to play good. You got to have Conley's got to play good. I mean, all of the supporting cast has got to play good. Nas Reeves, all of them. But to me, Anthony Edwards is going to have a legendary, epic performance in order for them to dethrone them boys up in Denver. Because I'm telling you, it's going to be hostile environment when they go up in Denver. Denver's already hostile environment anyway.
But the thing about
fans,
it, Mike,
man,
is that all the stars have to line up. But the thing about it, Mike, is that as far as I'm on the Minnesota side, is that I just don't understand it, and maybe I'm missing something.
Mm-hmm.
You got Cat, he's selling for these threes. I'm like, get your butt down on that block, take advantage of Gordon, and which he just don't want to do, Mike. I don't. Maybe am I missing something? Cat, what, 7 foot?
Yeah, I think he's 6'11", 7 foot. He up there. Yeah, but these guys are not.
Gordon was 6'8".
No, Gordon 6'10".
I know, man.
They not.
16, okay.
Ken, they not gonna do that, Ken. No, they want to be out there shooting the threes, man. They don't want to go in there. And the problem I have with Cat is that Cat doesn't have a low post game, as you point out. And when he drive to the hole, man, he's like a bulldozer, man. And so he get a lot of offensive fouls. He elbowing people in the throat and the neck when he moving toward the basket. And he doesn't have, these guys don't play, man, like Bam. Bam plays with it. Bam is smooth on that block, bro. They don't want to do that, Ken. He's not going to do that. He's not going to go down and bang and this. And I'm like you listen, Ken, you got him and Gobert. Y'all should be owning the paint.
Yeah, exactly.
Owning the paint. You see what I'm saying? But Gordon get the best of him because Gordon playing in that dunker spot. You see what I'm saying? So, and Ken, I will agree with you. If Gordon gets off, they cannot be beat. If Gordon is hitting threes, he dunking on you, he blocking shots. I mean, he is more vital to me than Michael Porter Jr. because he does so many other things on the court, right? And so to me, without him, but I'm gonna say this too, though, brother. Jamar, but he better step up because if he don't step up, they will not have the offense in order to beat them. This game is going to be probably Ken around what do we want to say 105, 110 at most.
10, yeah, somewhere around it. Yeah.
And if you don't get 25 at least for Murray, you're gonna be in trouble because he where Jokic is that key. He is that dude. Can't do it without him. But the Denver Nuggets go where Jamal Murray takes them, aka I'm looking for him for the last shot. Jokic don't take the last shot. Michael
Right,
Porter
but
Jr. don't take the last shot. They looking for him.
But I still think Denver can. I still think Denver can win, even if Murray doesn't. Let's just say get 20,
Yeah, I don't
25.
think so. I don't think so. Because look at the games they lost, Ken. The games they
Oh
lost.
yeah, right.
He struggled. He was the one that struggled in the games they lost. The game when he plays well, I mean, they're a difficult team to beat because everything runs. He directs everything. Now, Jokic will bring the ball up, but they trying to get that ball in Murray's hands so he can initiate that offense, do that
Right.
high string pick and roll, collapse the defense, hit somebody in the corner, Michael Porter Jr., or hit a dunker spot. So when he is off, just like the last game, the first quarter, it's like, man, come on, man. Jamal couldn't hit nothing.
Nothing. Right.
And that's what stagnated their offense. So Ken, maybe I agree with you on the point that if he can be average, okay, then they probably can win. But if he has a performance like he's had in the games they've lost, I don't think they can win, man. But again, Ken, I don't see him having that performance at home. Not in game 7. No, man. He gonna have his Wheaties. He gonna get 12 hours of sleep. Oh man. He ain't gonna even have his
your own bed.
Exactly. He ain't gonna even have his wine that night. Oh no. Murray gonna be ready, baby. He gonna be ready. And Ken, I agree with you. I just don't. It's hard for me to see Denver losing game 7 in their building when they're the defending champs. I don't know.
Let me go back on the Minnesota side.
Okay.
To me, as far as I'm concerned, Conley is the glue.
Oh, absolutely.
For them. Mm-hmm. He runs the show, directs traffic. I think he got to be somewhere in the teens, Mike. I'm not 12, 14 points. They like I said, everybody needs to step up to try to beat Denver in the game 7 at Denver. Yeah. So,
but you recall what Ant-Man said when he was asked when they lost that game in last time in Denver, and they said, "What happened?" He said, "Mike Conley didn't play."
Oh yeah, okay,
right. Validate your point. Ant-Man said that's what happened. We didn't have our floor general. We didn't have the one that gets everybody where they need to be, and we see the result. But man, this is what people, I hear these pundits now. Minnesota's got them. That was such an embarrassing loss. Man, stop it. Right. Man, these guys, you know what? It may be embarrassing to them, but nah, man. That game is behind them. They know they got one game to win. Jokic is a professional. He ain't gonna he ain't gonna nah, man. They come, matter of fact, they coming for some get back. If anything.
Oh, definitely.
If anything, they were down by 50, Ken. 50
in a playoff game. Come on, man.
Stop it, man. So I'm just gonna spend just about 20 seconds, a little bit more, maybe, not letting Denver off. That was embarrassing. That was shameful. That cheated the game, in my opinion. You are the defending champs, and don't get me wrong. Things have happened. Teams have been blown out by 20 and 30, have won on and win the championship. I get that. Okay. I think it even happened to the Bulls one time. They lost by 20. I get that. But what I'm saying to you, to be down by 50 points in an NBA game in the playoffs when things matter, that to me, man, it was sad, man. I looked at the game. I was like, man, this is ridiculous, man. This is embarrassing. This is, throwing a white towel. Just quit. Just quit, because that's what you did anyway.
Yeah, right. That's what they did.
So I'm not gonna let them off the hook. No, they were the champs, but man, that was the worst loss I think I've ever seen in an NBA playoffs game in all the years I've been watching. I think it was in man, Ken. I was looking at it, man. It was like party time. You know, like we could have ran out on the court and got a layup. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, are you guys, you got any pride, man? You got any, man? It was so what I'm saying is they have to redeem themselves because that was, in my opinion, one of the worst games I've ever seen. Not just Denver play, man, but any playoff game in the history of how long I've been watching basketball. I've been watching it for a long time.
Right.
You know
it was a little ridiculous, Mike. And I mean, it just showed, that are we really taking this game seriously, or are we just, if we don't think we can, let's just say, win the game, we just gonna fold up our tent and just go home. And that's what they did. So
Ken, should they go back to 2 out of 3?
Nah, because they wouldn't make any money.
That's the key, right? That's the key.
Right.
4 out of 7 is for money.
Right.
2 out of 3. See, when you have like the NFL, you got one game. Win or go home.
Right.
See, when you have this 4 out of 7 series, this 7-game series, guys just, okay, well, we have it tonight, but we're going back home. Man, that is the modern day athlete. Back in the day, if you put yourself in that position, the coach left you in to get yourself out of that position, or he left you in to get embarrassed.
Right.
And nowadays, they just throw in a towel. They just pull everybody out, man. Like, okay, we don't have it tonight. We're not gonna win tonight. To me, man, that's an attitude you should not have in sports, man. I'm sorry.
Because I think I can't remember how long ago, but the first round it just used to be 3 out of 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then second round, 4 out of 7. But no, that's all about money. Making that
it is
TV
about
money.
To me, I'd rather for them to be 2 out of 3 on every round, because you know what, they're gonna play every game. Everybody gonna try to get down for every game. And when you give these guys, they take the modern day athlete is not like the athlete of old. Ken, like you're not gonna have the Isaiah Thomases running out there on one leg trying to play, right? You're not gonna have that, right? You're not gonna have the flu guy with Jordan. You're not gonna have the Scottie Pippen with the bad back. You're not gonna have that, man. These guys are not gonna do that. And so to me, the 4 out of 7, I mean, this is a conversation we can have before another day, but the 4 out of 7, to me, it just gives these guys, man, too many opportunities to say, okay, we just don't have it tonight, so we just gonna pull everybody in. But but why we watch the game? We watch the game for competition, baby.
Right.
We don't watch the game for see you give up. And that's what they did. They gave up. But Ken, let's because we want to wrap up here in a minute. But hey, the last series, the East. The Knicks and the Pacers back in the Garden, baby, tomorrow. Who you think, man, is going to come out of that one?
So the home team has won every game.
Yes, sir.
So what's the home team? New York, right? They're going to win. No, I mean, it may be close. Who knows? But they will come out as victorious. Got to find out on what's going on with Josh Hart's availability. You know, how serious was his injury?
That's the key. That's the key, kid.
Halliburton and Siakam is the key for Indy, as far as I'm concerned. They both have to have, let's just say, big games. And now, when I say big games, it's minimum 25 from each player. But I don't see Indiana coming back to New York to win this game. I think Hart will play and he will start. I think that DiVincenzo will have a better game than he had last night. So I just see New York will win this. It may be a close game, but I think they'll come out with the victory. It's just that simple, Mike.
I think if Josh Hart is healthy, it's going to be a blowout. I think Indiana's I think they'll come out strong. I think it'll be, but I think just somewhere, I mean, we haven't had a game 7 in the Garden since almost 20 years. Okay. So you know how hype
Oh man,
they're gonna be in the Garden, man. Like this, they had a game 7 kid in over almost 20 years. You know,
Patrick
man.
Union might be in the
Man.
audience.
Oh man, you Pat gonna be there, Oakley gonna be there, Starks gonna be there. See, I'm naming last names. See, now some of these young folks don't know who I'm talking about, Ken. Listen, they gonna be Pat Riley gonna be there. Oh, they gonna be there, man. Them Knicks gonna be there, baby. And I'm here to tell you, Indiana does not. No, number one, I don't trust Indiana. I haven't because I don't believe that you can win an NBA championship without having a consistent half court offense in the playoffs. Indiana likes to get out and run. That's great. But when you run against teams like Boston or Denver or Minnesota, teams that have strong wing presence, right? They got two-way players. When you run into that, they can stop the ball at the point of attack. When you run into teams like that, if you don't have a half court offense, you can't excel. And I think the problem that New York has presented for them is when New York has been able to stop the ball at a point of attack, get back on defense, and control the pace of the game. Indiana is not, they've been nowhere close, man. And so Indiana's got to make it one of those, we just gonna run up and down, we're gonna get out. And that's good if Indiana's hitting their shots.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
But when they don't hit their shots, Ken. So I'm in 100% agreement with you. I just don't think, you might think it's close, it's gonna be closer than what I do, but I'm in agreement with you. I just don't see them beat New York unless if Josh Hart, if he's got that abdominal strain or pull or whatever, man, that's serious right there.
Yeah, it
And
is.
you can't even lift your arm, man. So without him, I would say it's a toss up. I'm not gonna say Indiana's gonna win. Even without him, I think it's a toss up. Just because, man, it's been too long, Ken. You know what I mean? They hungry for that victory,
Oh
man.
yeah,
And you know how New
big
York
time.
fans are, man. I love New York. Mike got love for New York. But New York fans, y'all get on my nerves. They like Dallas fans, man. They act like New York been on top forever. This y'all just got back
No.
there. Show some humility, man. I was
No.
like, come on, man.
Yeah, I just don't see it. With Indy, you never know what you're gonna get
That's true.
from them as far as that team is concerned. I think Siakam was a great addition. Gave him some, let's just say, I always say, veteran presence, some championship presence. He been doing work, Mike. So I think he's averaging them, I would say, probably around 21, 22 per game.
Yeah.
They're gonna need him if they have any chance of winning in tomorrow.
I completely agree, man. I completely agree. And then, Boston's going Boston's
They
going
rested.
they're going to gentlemanly sweep anybody that comes up, whether it's New York or Indiana. It's going to be, New York and Indiana might win one game. So this has been the easiest route for Boston to get to a championship. And they better take advantage of it, because I'm telling you, the East is going to look a little different next year, and it's going to be more challenging than it is this year, Ken. But hey, man, so there we have it. The predictions are in. Ken, you got the last word, my brother.
Man, I think New Yorker, they're gonna celebrate this win tomorrow, and they just have once they meet Boston, is like you said, it's gonna be, I won't say it's gonna be a sweep, but it's gonna be a long road. I would say 4-1 to predict that series already, but it's just not going to happen for them.
Absolutely, folks. We appreciate you tuning in. The world of sports unites us. Let us therefore take this unity in our everyday life. This is why they play the game.